Everyone's obsessed with AI. But the real money, the long game, the unstoppable force shaping Asia's next decade is something quieter. While the world chases artificial intelligence, Singapore is riding China's $19.5 trillion economic surge. And most people have no idea what that means. Here's what no one wants to say out loud. Tech headlines make noise, but capital flows build empires. While the West debates neural networks, China is reconfiguring financial systems, trade backbones, and global supply chains, and Singapore is the one strategic partner helping that machinery run. Let's be real. China doesn't need to win the AI race. It just needs to control the plumbing behind every deal, every investment, and every cross-border move in Asia. And that's exactly what's happening. By 2025, China's GDP is expected to pass $19.5 trillion. That number isn't about bragging rights, it's about leverage. Because with that scale, China can set terms, shape systems, and redefine regional influence without firing a single shot or sending out a single headline. Now here's where it gets interesting. Most countries try to compete with China. Singapore partners with it, quietly, strategically, persistently. While governments rush to subsidize semiconductors and catch up with ChatGPT, China is cutting billion-dollar trade deals, expanding the digital yuan, and embedding itself deeper into ASEAN's infrastructure. And in every one of those moves, there's a legal contract, a financial gateway, or a strategic deal passing through Singaporean hands. That's the power no one talks about. The power of enablement, the power of trust. Singapore doesn't have to be the loudest voice. It just needs to be the one everyone uses to get things done. Right now, while Western banks pull back from Asia, Chinese capital is moving forward. And it's using Singapore to do it. Chinese banks are increasingly choosing Singapore for offshore yuan settlement. Private Chinese firms are setting up family offices and deal structures here. Legal experts, compliance consultants, and cross-border advisors in Singapore are busier than ever, not because of hype, but because of movement. You think AI is big? Try helping China move $2 billion across Southeast Asia through a Singaporean trust structure. No press release, no drama, just influence. The truth is, Singapore has always thrived not by fighting the future, but by positioning itself at the center of it. And right now, the center of financial momentum in Asia is leaning hard toward China. Let's break this down. China's scale means it can outspend, outbuild, and outmaneuver. But it still needs pathways. Compliant, neutral, internationally respected systems that give global investors confidence. That's where Singapore shines. From capital markets to dispute resolution, from tech partnerships to logistics flows, Singapore offers China a layer of legitimacy and efficiency it can't find elsewhere. That's why, despite all the geopolitical noise, China continues to increase its footprint here. So what does this mean for you? If you're a professional in Singapore, banker, lawyer, strategist, entrepreneur, this is the window. China's economic wave isn't coming. It's here. But it's not coming through the front page. It's coming through cross-border deals, quiet capital shifts, and strategic coordination. And if you're not paying attention, you'll miss it. You'll focus on the next AI product launch while back-end influence is being brokered at boardroom tables in Raffles Place. You'll chase viral headlines while real power is moving through compliance files, logistics chains, and fund flows you never hear about. There's a reason the smart money isn't just looking at what China is doing. It's looking at how Singapore is enabling it. And that's the deeper shift. Because while Thailand builds a $35 billion land bridge and the US debates tariffs, China is embedding systems, and Singapore is embedding itself into those systems. This is no longer about East versus West. It's about relevance versus distraction, about execution versus perception. In 5 years, the people who win will not be the ones who chase the most noise. It will be the ones who facilitated the most value. The world is playing the tech game, Singapore is playing the trust game, and China is betting on trust. So the question is simple. Are you part of the trust network, or are you just watching? Because if you're in Singapore, you already have access, you already have positioning. What you need now is awareness, and then action. That means learning how Chinese firms move capital through ASEAN, understanding which sectors China is doubling down on in 2025, knowing how to position yourself as the neutral bridge between China and the rest of Asia. That's not about hype, that's about power. And that's why the world might be chasing AI. But Singapore, if it plays its hand right, will ride the wave that funds all of it. Comment your thoughts. What are you seeing on the ground? Do you feel the shift happening? Let's talk.